A great collaboration exists between the Knights of Columbus and the mission of the Wheelchair Foundation. Since 2003, Knights have sponsored the delivery of many thousands of wheelchairs around the world. And now, the Knights in Southern California have initiated parish-wide fundraising drives called Wheelchair Sundays. Presentations about the wheelchair mission are made during Mass from the altar or in the parish hall immediately after the Mass. The Knights' goal is to open people's eyes to the needs that exist around the world and just how easy it is to change a person's life with the gift of mobility. With a track record of resounding success, Knights are sharing their story to spread the good word of doing God's work through the delivery of wheelchairs.
The way that we follow Jesus is by living lives of self-sacrificing love for others. There are many ways that we can do that. But this afternoon we have a wonderful golden opportunity of hearing how you and I, through self-sacrificing love, can support the Wheelchair Foundation.
What I'm here today to tell you is about how we're putting on what are called Wheelchair Sunday presentations at churches around the country to raise money for the mission of the Wheelchair Foundation. Knights of Columbus have been very involved with us from the beginning of 2003. Carl Anderson, Supreme Knight, sponsored over 2,000 wheelchairs to Afghanistan and then to a number of countries around the world in the ensuing years. To date, Knights have sponsored over 12,000 wheelchairs worldwide. Now, the Wheelchair Foundation has been very, very successful in promoting our mission by telling people simply about the need that exists in developing countries and how easy it is to change these people's lives. A basic mobility wheelchair allows children to go to school, allows adults to go to work and take care of their families, and allows the elderly to get out of a bed they've been in for sometimes 5, 10, or 15 years. When you actually go on a wheelchair distribution and you help put somebody into a wheelchair, you change their life immediately. What we have been told more times than not is we are answering their prayers. It is truly a gift from God to be able to change somebody's life, and in the process our lives are changed too. So what we do is we go into the churches or we go into a hall next to the church. Some of the masses we're invited to actually speak during the homily. Local Knights in the local councils are participating, setting up tables, setting up posters, being available to answer questions from people that are coming in and out of Mass. And we say, thank you very much for allowing us to be here. We talk to the people about the Wheelchair Foundation mission. Since June of 2000, the Wheelchair Foundation has currently delivered over 700,000 wheelchairs to more than 150 countries. We're doing it at up to 10,000 wheelchairs a month. We are the world's largest wheelchair relief organization. We are changing lives 10,000 times a month. But for every wheelchair we deliver, we estimate it changes about 10 lives. Now, the wheelchair we deliver, like the one that we have on the altar or in the room where we're showing the film about the Wheelchair Foundation, we can talk about it and let people look at it. The wheelchair sells for over $500 in a medical supply store. Feature for feature, this is a $500 wheelchair. But because we purchase wheelchairs at a rate of about 10,000 a month, and we ship them by 100 to 280 wheelchair containers directly from the factories to the country of destination, we can do it on average for $150 per wheelchair. We have a number of organizations that are giving us money on a continuing basis, so what we do is solicit $75 donations. And for every $75 donation that we receive, we tell people that this helps us deliver a wheelchair. I'm going to show you a beautiful presentation folder that is given for every $75 donation we receive. It has a certificate where the Wheelchair Foundation thanks you for your donation. It also can be personalized in the name of, in honor of, or in memory of someone special in your life. So you can actually change a person's life in the name of a loved one. And this is a very simple thing to do. When we do the presentations in the churches, we also put envelopes into the pews. Second collections are very often taken. When the second collection is taken, the people can fill out the envelope with the credit card information, with the designation for how the certificate should be made out, and then those are collected as a part of the second collection. And this works very well. Parishes are actually able to sponsor their entire 280 wheelchair containers by themselves to different parts of the world, as the Assumption Parish in Pasadena, California did to Vietnam, which were distributed with the help of the Catholic Church in both South and North Vietnam.
All I'd like to say is, first of all, thank you for taking on this mission with regard to the Knights of Columbus, and I would challenge all Knights in every parish throughout America to promote this in your parish. Talk to the pastor, show them that video, and inspire them what we did here at Assumption and what you can do in your own parish.
I've seen the video or the DVD, I've heard the presentation, I've seen the response of the people, you know, and I try to get involved myself in it. And because I don't ask anybody for anything that I'm not willing to respond to myself. You know?
I found that video to be extremely moving, personally, emotionally moving. And when I watched it for the second time, I became aware of people wiping tears from their eyes. It really touches a person very deeply and emotionally.
I was jumping with joy to see the tears in people's faces. We touched them to the heart with that movie.
What I'd like to show you now is a short video called A Journey on Common Ground. And the journey crosses all boundaries, all borders, all cultural and religious ethnic differences. We are simply moving forward to help people in a very tangible and immediate way.
So I think people just saw immediately the need and the difference that they could make through their generosity and their willingness to reach out and help was a very powerful tool. You and Dan and the Knights and that video piece, very powerful way of touching hearts. Better than any sermon I've ever preached.
At Assumption, they had people go into different auditorium, I believe, after the masses. But because of our facilities, the way they are laid out here at St. Francis, I figured that wouldn't work for us. We would lose a lot of people going over there. And since the video is very short and to the point, we figured that what we did today would be the most effective thing. Just have it after the homily while people are there in church. And I mean, you know what response we get from that. I mean, people are just in tears and very much, very touched.
I spoke at all the masses. I inspired the people to come after mass to watch that video, and they did come. But most of all, they gave from their heart, and it was an unbelievable success. We
get involved in something like this. We are doing God's work, and all of us are God's children, and this is a great witness to our faith, and this is something that we should be doing more of.
We then thank people very, very much for their participation in our mission, for their heartfelt goodness, the wonderful words of encouragement that we receive from them, and of course the financial donations that allow us to keep the mission going. We must thank our clergy. They have done so much to help us, to put us in front of the congregations, knowing that we are all doing the same work by the Lord's hand. So the message that I would like you to come away with is, by the Lord's hand, we are able to change their lives, and in the process we change our own forever. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I look forward to speaking with you about how we can work together to change people's lives.